All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Arrowhead Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was just about off the charts. They're set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with the Cincinnati Bengals. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And right away, he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line in the red zone. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you. Two hands. Get two hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Let's go, double tight, double tight. 4 down, check.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
I can't help it. Every time I see Eric Berry make a play, as we just saw him make a tackle there, I just want to stand up and applaud.
Because he went to Tennessee like you?
Well, that doesn't hurt one bit, but how about the comeback? I mean, he came back from beating cancer and getting back to Pro Bowl level, one of the best players in the game.
Heavy.
3rd and 2 for Dalton. Underneath, this is Bernard. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Giovanni Bernard, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. And this one through the uprights and good. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And they're able to get this one across the 35. In 11 yards. Pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
Shut down. Double time. Three down.
A first carry for Amir Abdullah. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Woo, deep. Let's go. Here we go. Green.
Mahomes to throw on second down. It's complete to Chris Conley. A good pickup there at 22. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hill. A gain of 6 there on first.
I got him.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Ace.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. Flushed out right, and that's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time, and it's 3rd and 4. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
And again, it's Mahomes. And able to find Conley. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. He'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Buying time to his left. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Two times. Hey. You got 3.
They run. Abdullah. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Amir Abdullah His third touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Returning it, John Ross. What a spin. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is a defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
The drive starts with a handoff to Bernard. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And the Chiefs are going to get him. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's brought down, but not before getting across midfield to the 45. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. Dalton here from the gun. To the left side here for Eifert. And he showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And it'll be Dalton again. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A very solid gain of 27. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
Everyone's got 4.
We're good. Lead! Lead! Heavy.
Now a toss play to Bernard. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Here's the rookie from the U, Mark Walton. defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. Eluding the pressure right. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Cairo Santos, former Chiefs kicker, on for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And now here comes Kansas City. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Now a play fake here on first down, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Slow. We got three. Ace. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Tight end left. Let's go, baby. Go deep. Three down. 52's the mic, boys.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes escapes the sack. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Carlos Dunlap. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now a carry for Bernard. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 33 and a first.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
Where they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Coney Ely in on the tackle. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Hey, go, 368.
It's second down. Dalton looking. Caught. Eifert over the middle. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Well, he made that catch knowing full well that at the end of it, he's going to catch a pretty good lick.
I guess if there's anyone on this team that can absorb a pop, it's him. The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew him off sides. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
Second down, Dalton. He drops it off for Bernard. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
Now the Bengals on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Despite only needing 1, Dalton to throw. And Eifert has it. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Dalton to his big target, Eifert, for the Cincinnati first.
Come on now.
Hey, get ready for something coming left.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Dalton throwing on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
And the Bengals on third down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, Dalton. That was hit, and Dalton lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. A bad third down mistake there.
points were already on the board in their mind. And that's the worst part about it, right? Because it's just like in golf. Never count it in the cup until it rolls in there. Otherwise, you can really get messed up with your scores. In this case, you know they thought, hey, at least 3, maybe even a chance to get 6. It's a little bit demoralizing going off the field. Now you've turned it over, and you come up empty.
Yeah, if he holds on to that, at least the field goal on 4th down. Now they lose it. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Slow. Ready.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Forced out to his left. His throw incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter. A lot of time to change things. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Mahomes now to throw. Conley's got it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They go play fake. Mahomes escaping the pressure right. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Chris Conley, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are in for 6. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult. He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 35. A big play there for the Bengals. And even 40 yards. Dalton, 1st and 10. And the grab by Cron. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. We're back to Arrowhead after this.
Over here. Yes. Go on the way up.
On the toss, Bernard. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there.
Good.
Pick up the first down.
Regular. Lady, green 18.
Here's Walter. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line.
Here you go, 368. Lady, 368.
Check. Mike, check.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Dalton. Green's got it over the middle. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. So Dalton now. Blitz coming and down he goes. Danny Trevathan coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Heavy.
Operating from the gun. Dalton. Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked off by David Anderson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
There you go.
Check. Lucky.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Green 90.
Now Mahomes, maybe a free play. Powering his way forward. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Following the penalty, Abdullah. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Running. Blue 45. Blue 45.
On second down, here's Mahomes. And he'll win it over the middle. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Dancing to his left. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Mahomes to throw on second down. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. The Chiefs on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Mahomes. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And Butker able to put this one through. So we've come upon halftime here in Arrowhead with the Chiefs on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Butker now to kick this one away. Now Ross to return. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Here you go, 368. There's a HUD.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They go play action here on first down. That was hit, and Dalton lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this second half with their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can, that's not a great example of it.
They didn't envision that. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
That's it, baby. Z. Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike.
Now here's Mahomes. Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Carlos Dunlap in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
So what's the word I'm looking for here about how this drive just started?
Disjointed?
I'll go with that one. I mean, think about it. First down, took a bad loss on a running play. Take the sack on 2nd down. Now they got to come up with something big here on 3rd.
Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company.
You're on an island. Hunt.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. 2nd and 10. Dalton once more. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Tight right.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And able to find Green. That one goes for 24 yards.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Andy Dalton now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Bernard shows the agility and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front, and an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the 2 defensive tackles in a 4-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to actually take care of business.
a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. Dalton operating in the red zone now. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Open man is Uzomah. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now, after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
4 down.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Giovanni Bernard with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bengals have got it back to a 1-score game. Santos now to add the PAT. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get ready, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know, all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
Blue 45.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. A dump off for Abdullah. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Caught out left side by Robinson. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Mahomes now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Flush to his right. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really nice gain of 25 yards. On 1st down, Abdullah. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Here we go. Blue 45.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Oh, he stays up, fighting him off. Then he will find a man here as Thomas comes open. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Ready. Blue 45. Blue 45.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Watch that in. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90. Ace. Check.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
Ace.
Mahomes going to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
368! Nice.
1st and 10 for Dalton. Green with a catch left side. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
We're back now in KC. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And that one results in 35 yards.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
Dalton, 1st and 10. And Green with a catch left side. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got it 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them to attack right here on this play.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Go on the ball.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Lead! 368!
They'll run here with Bernard. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Giovanni Bernard taking it in from a yard out. And the Bengals, if they can convert the extra point, will have the lead. Now the point after try for Santos. And now the kick is blocked. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Ooh, with a juke. They find some open field here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. DeAnthony Thomas, an even 90 yards. And the Chiefs have broken our tie as they take the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Hey, boys, got four down.
Here you go, 368.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. K1 short in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Dalton here from the gun. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Hey, get ready for something coming left. Here you go. 93, 52, 93, 44, 44. Here you go.
2nd down, Dalton. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals.
Heavy, 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 heavy.
From the gun, Dalton. Being chased out left. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. Here's Brad Nordman now, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And the Bengals grab it. And now hang on here. The door, can you hear it? It's a little open.
Or is that the squeaky hinges that I'm hearing right now? Yeah, the door.
Is that too high pitch?
No, not at all. The door is open a little bit. It's almost like when you told those horror stories on the camping trip, right? And now, look out.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit different look on the game at this point.
Big momentum swing here in the 4th on the punt fumble. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Dalton now to pass. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there. And in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Throwing again. Dalton. This will be caught just inside the 10. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So it's 3rd and goal now, and this is where the Arrowhead crowd can make it very tough. They send Green to the left on his own. Dalton on 3rd and goal. That's complete right around the 8th. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Martavis Bryant, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And out come the Chiefs now. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Carlos Dunlap, the defensive end, the one to bring him down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. So. Key to tight end.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
So. Ready. So. Green 90. Green 90.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty.
Z. Three down. Ace. My 52.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Able to find Harris, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
So.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Vincent Ray. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Tight end right.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And his throw here's incomplete. Sean Williams there defensively to break that one up.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Throwing now is Mahomes. He's going to rifle one deep, and that's caught inside the 30. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line.
Here we go. Blue 45. Blue 45.
Now Mahomes. Wide open receiver complete. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal.
Left, 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 left. Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
They'll try to run it in with Abdullah. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. To throw is Mahomes. Flushed out right. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Bengals have recovered it.
I think we just saw an example of a game situation that I know is discussed, practiced to the nth degree, go right out the window, and a chance to win the game as well.
Yeah, protect the football. On the other side, you're taught to get in there and rake it out. They did just that.
I mean, they go over this starting in OTAs and mini camps. You go through these situations, and that's the way a lot of teams like to end practice. Finish it off with this type of a drive, kick the game-winning field goal. Everyone feels good and heads to the locker room. In this case, though, they're not going to feel so great about it.
All right, let's see what Dalton can do after the fumble recovery. To the left side here for Eifert. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
Lead! Lead! Here you go. 93, 52, 93, 44, 44. Hey. Heads up!
Dalton gives to Bernard. And some room to maneuver. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Right back to him on first down. And this time they're able to bottle him up as they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
At this stage, you've got to hustle, got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Nice. 368!
Big spot, Andy Dalton. Now he'll escape to his left. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. Hey.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. On the toss, here's Walton. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. Here it's 3rd and 2. All right, here's Dalton. And that is incomplete. And the great veteran Eric Berry back to knock that one away. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere. Yeah, and I love how you describe that because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden. Absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you go on the field, but okay, I see you. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature. You're exactly right about that because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory. After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles? Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play. We'll see how. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Carl Lawson in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again. He's back to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass. This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt. And so far, it's working for both of them. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair. Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot. So for the Bengals, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. And they will head home next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile,